Well, let's get into the main topic of today, which is the best of the year. We're just going to have a discussion about these products. We're going to put it out on Twitter for you guys to vote and comments. If you're one of the people that follow these posts, because we're going to be giving away stuff. So for those that comment on these posts. But we're going to start with baseball, the top 2020 baseball products. We've had a lot of them. We've narrowed it down to some of the ones that we know you guys have requested, the ones that we broke a lot of, and we're going to talk about it. So we've got Topps Chrome as a brand, Ben Baller, Chrome Sapphire. When all this stuff released, especially with the Ben Baller stuff coming out in the middle of the pandemic, I mean, it got on fire.
Chrome Black.
Yeah, Chrome Black, which was a new introduction to this year's product lines. So what are your thoughts? I mean, Chrome, you busted a lot of it just as much as we did. What are your thoughts on baseball Chrome?
The only SKU that I did not get a chance to open was the Ben Baller stuff. Generally, too, Chrome. I do like Chrome. I know it's crazy to say this, but for those that break with us, they know that I actually prefer Optic as a product to open up wise. But I know that Chrome, because it has the MLB license, is a very important product. I did like the Black Chrome a lot. That one that just came out recently. That was probably great idea by Topps, from a business standpoint. But just visually is an amazing looking take on Chrome.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, they did a good job on Chrome this year. I think the ratio of hitting like the good rookies was a lot better than I've seen in previous years. I will say that. So, because it'd be a struggle most years to hit like some of the top guys in Chrome in regular Chrome. So, good product this year.
And then we got 2020 Bowman, which I think also took the hobby by storm towards the beginning of the pandemic. I mean, Jason Dominguez was pretty much crowned as the next coming of God when that product came out. I mean, everybody was going after this guy, and with an out-of-this-world nickname as the Martian, pretty much signified what his prices were. I mean, and they're still crazy. And this kid's like 18. He's on the Yankees. It was the perfect collision of this product coming out, the pandemic happening, and this guy on the Yankees just hit 500-foot home runs. So, and then you had Bobby Witt as well, who was another low pick that came out in 2020 Bowman. And it was like I said, it was a perfect timing. What were your thoughts? I mean, we ripped a lot of this stuff. What did you think about Bowman?
Bowman was a It was for me for this year. It was I guess it was all right. It's
it's hard to hit the main guys.
Yeah, it is. It was definitely hard. We hit a couple of them. I really can't recall, like if it was tough. It was tough. But I will say probably better than last year's Bowman maybe, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and it's funny we're bringing up baseball first, but I feel like right now if you had a ranking in the hobby of sport and popularity, and obviously it's all based on what you guys collect as collectors, but if you're I'm on that hype train, which is the name of the show, I feel like baseball's third now. I feel like football kind of passed up baseball at the moment, but that could be the factor of there's really no minor league. The baseball season was shortened, but I had that bubble thing going on, or not the bubble, but the way they played the season this year. So I felt like then football came in at a perfect time, and then obviously basketball felt like they took 10 days off and it started back up again. So I feel like right now there's some really good deals on some of these Bowman guys that just haven't really gotten a chance to play in the minors. I mean, if you're trying to buy Dominguez, he's not going to be cheap. But if you're, or Torkelson, or maybe even Yerstad, but if you're buying some the 20th pick, or you're buying some of these guys that were in Chrome especially, Bowman Chrome with these international guys that did not get to play, like Byron Laura is one thing, his prices are up there, but there's some guys in there that you probably get $5 Bowman autos that are gonna be studs, that are gonna be the next Tatis, that are gonna be the next Vlad Guerrero. So it may not be it may not be sexy to say I picked up this guy from the Royals who's 17. Yeah. Nobody's gonna know what you're talking about. But in 5 years, you're gonna be I was the dude that picked that guy up. So that's the beauty of Bowman, year in and year out.
Yeah, even though like you said, even though it feels for sure Bowman's the third tier in terms of the hobby right now, it's gonna reclaim his place eventually. Baseball is always gonna be number one. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's gonna be the most sought after, most ripped, most purchased hobby product out there. But yeah, right now it's like the hype is on football and basketball.
Absolutely. I never thought that football would be as big as it is currently.
Yeah.
But, we have a great rookie class. But we'll talk about football here in a little bit. But also we've got Tribute. And the reason I put this up there is because it literally was the pandemic product.
It was
like the first one that came
was.
out. We shut down. Everybody shut down. And then, is Tribute still coming out? I don't know. Is it coming out? Like, are they still making cards? I mean, what are we doing? Is anybody going to still buy cards?
Bro, Tribute, because it has to, it definitely 1,000% was of the pandemic, because Tribute is generally not really a sought after product. We generally struggle to even sell it, like most years. But boy, was it like hard to keep in stock when it came out.
Yeah, I mean, we like what he just said. I love the product visually. I love what it stands
nice.
for.
Yeah.
But as far as like singles and being like the price point of like $350 a box, it's one of those products that we break and we like don't make any money. Most of the time lose money. And this year it was just the demand was out of control because people were like at home, couldn't go to anything, lockdowns. Okay, I'm going to check out this baseball product. It was the first kind of the signal of like celebrities and guys with blue check marks that I was seeing getting into breaks, right? Guys with blue check mark. I go, hey, that guy has a blue check mark. He bought into our break, like, wow. It was the beginning of the Logan Pauls and the Rob Kardashians and stuff like that kind of got into this hobby because it was like what, March?
Yep.
March or April where this thing came out?
Yep, right after Bowman, actually.
And so it was giving people that weren't in this hobby a taste of what this hobby has to offer. Like, wow, there's autographs on cards.
Oh, maybe right before Bowman, actually.
It was right, yeah. It was right before Bowman because Bowman kept getting pushed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the Bowman first came out, and I think the regular Bowman didn't come out for like a month after that. Yep. So, yeah, that's the only reason that Tribute's on this list for top products because I think
that's significant. It is a significant product for this year.
It's a moment in our time this year that really kind of was big for us. And
that's a good point.
Out of these products, guys, in the chat, what do you guys think? What is your top pick this year for baseball? Lastly, I had to put NT in here for Panini. I know, people that are like, oh, it doesn't have licenses. Oh, it doesn't have the logos. I can't buy cards with that logo. But the things that they do in that, like the creativity that they have in National Treasures that Panini does, kind of, they do more things than Topps can do. And it may be a victim. It may be because they don't have the license, so they're able to do more things, and Topps can't because they have to abide by the license. But National Treasures has prospects, it has legends, it has all-stars, it has shoe cards, it has it just has something for rookie RPAs, and you can look up the acetates. They always are kind of doing newer things with National Treasures, and I think it's kind of like one of those things that it's kind of the uglier kid where he has to perform better. So it's like they have to outperform themselves to keep up with like the top Sterlings and stuff like that, right?
To keep up with Definitive, which is by the way my favorite baseball product.
Yep, like year. Like my wife's much prettier than I am, so I have to outdo myself to to make up for it. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, dude, to your point, NT actually this year, I think from the beginning we were all saying like wow, it's by far the best NT that I've seen in years in terms of Panini baseball. Just the different variation of the RPAs that they did, it was all sick looking stuff. The regular relics are the regular relics. They're always going to be the same, but the stuff they were doing with the acetate and the rookie patch autos this year, and of course, like all the crazy memorabilia that you can get every now and then, or the 1632 booklets or whatever.
Breaker's Nightmares.
Breaker's Nightmares, but they look cool, especially when it's something significant in those booklets. Like if it's all autographs, it's amazing, you know what I'm saying? Or if it's all like one-on-one patches or something like that, it's amazing, but
Young Cody got to experience his first 32-player book card on a Monday break.
Oh.
He was very excited about the card, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, just wait till you have to do the random. Just wait till you have to do the random.
Yeah, that takes a hot minute, bro, because you got to see how many spots does each player have.
And then God forbid you miss one, which has happened to me, where, you didn't have the Cardinals in there. I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah.
So it was, But, yeah, I mean, they do that stuff that you don't see in Topps. I mean, you typically don't see multiplayers to that extent. You don't see, some of the cut autos they do. So definitely good. we don't have a slide for worst. We're going to update you guys on worst products next week.
We'll do worst next week, guys.
We're going to do worst next week, but just throw out some products that you guys think are the worst baseball products of the year. Stuff that comes to my mind. They all have their place. I mean, I may not necessarily be like a heritage guy, but some people are, so I can't really say that's the worst. But I mean, off the top of your mind, what comes to your mind?
Bro, I know last year it was easy for a general pick for all of us, right? Last year was lumber.
Yeah, they didn't make that anymore.
Yeah, they didn't make that in 2020. Thank goodness. But I feel like there was something similar that they try to do with like lumber that I'm trying to think of. Panini, like we were
Absolute was kind of right.
Yeah,
if I had to throw that up
yeah.
there. You promised like 4 hits a box, but a lot of it was like repeating itself.
That might be it. That's their one product that they give you a lot of hits, but it's not amazing. You know what I'm saying?
And I really feel like I know we're picking on poor Panini here, but like I really feel like Prism Baseball this year was just like, because the Prism name is so big. I mean, we got WNBA Prism that's outperforming.
That's hot.
We got obviously Prism Football, and then you got Prism Basketball, and I know they don't have the license for baseball, but I just feel like it's so underwhelming. Like they could do something to make that brand better. I know they don't have licenses, but just do something different.
And then to that point, Prism is not great, or not even, maybe you can't even call it good, but Optic is really good for what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I preach it every year, bro. Optic Baseball is it's a fun product to rip. It's a fun product to collect for. The cards generally look pretty nice. You know what I mean? That's the main draw of it for me. So the fact that they can't figure it out with Prism is kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean they've tried what's the no huddle version in that one called? I forget. Quick pitch. They tried that. They did the choice. I mean they've tried to kind of emulate what they've done with the basketball and the football, but they just haven't been able to hit the mark quite yet on that. And honestly, baseball golds and reds and stuff like that just don't perform when they're not licensed.
Yeah.
So not like a Zion gold would sell like a Randy Arozarena gold. It's not the same thing, right? So so that's that. And I would mention maybe Sterling, Topps Sterling, not Bowman Sterling, Topps Sterling being in that category, specifically based on price point. I would say if it was a $300 to $400 box, I'd say, hey, it's a decent product. But at $1,000 a box, they were selling it for basically 2 cards. That like the imagination. So a lot of you guys are new and you don't remember the 2007, 2008, 2009 Topps Sterling that came in a little mini box. They did so much more creative stuff with it, where they still did it where they had like you opened it up and you could find out it was RBI leaders or 300 home run club. But they were a lot more creative then. This, I felt like it was rushed. They had to make more of it, and they didn't really do the right categories. I mean, like Yankee grades, it was the only team they represented, which sucks for breaks because you open it, Yankee grades. The other 29 guys are turning off the feed, right? They did like they had 1980 whatever, and then there was like a 1990 guy on side. It was just like badly put together, and just giving
they couldn't
somebody
even keep with their theme.
They couldn't. And I mean, I know there's some high end like bat knobs and bat plates and stuff in there, but I felt for the price point it was kind of weak.
Yeah, I can see that.
Magless Dynasty, was there Dynasty that was not I see what you're saying. You're comparing it to Sterling.
Sterling is
that's a perfect point. Yeah, and it's in that the Sterling's in those little snaps, right? And you have to open it up. You can kind of see through it already. Yeah, I don't know why. Could have been the top loader shortage that was affecting them at that point. Maybe they weren't able to get mags, but still, it didn't look as great.